Alright, what's up, everybody? We're back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today, going to be recapping day 2 of Summer League, talking about some of the best players' performances I saw from day 2 of Summer League here in today's video. Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, do stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. Join the membership. If you want to learn more about the membership, there's a video on my channel explaining all of it. You can go back and watch that. Link to my Twitter, TikTok, stuff like that in the description down below. And yeah, don't waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. Alright, so we're going to go game by game, talk about some of the best players' performances, some things I liked from some of the top rookies and sophomores and stuff throughout this summer league so far, day 2. First game we had was Bulls and Bucks. The Bulls ended up winning this game, 96-89. For the Bulls, Julian Phillips was the guy that stood out for me. 17 points, 10 rebounds, shot 5 for 11, being really aggressive, getting to the rim, getting to the free throw line as well. He had a three-pointer. And yeah, he's very interesting. Last year, he was a second-round pick out of Tennessee last season. Got actually some run and did solid. And he's still very young. He's still, I think, probably like 20 years old. And with the Bulls maybe going into this more of a rebuild mode, Julian Phillips might get an opportunity next year. And so to see him go out there, being aggressive, rebounding, getting to the paint and stuff like that, especially at the wing position where the Bulls don't really have a whole lot of good things there yet. Julian Fields can make a case for himself. Down Sanogo, 17 and 12 off the bench. He was very solid. So Javante Smart has 17. And then Matas Buzelis, their first round pick, 15, 7 and 2 with 2 blocks. Did not shoot the ball well. 4 for 15, 0 for 4 from 3, 7 for 11 from the free line. But the way he was moving and stuff looked really promising to me. Like the way he was handling the ball, the way he was moving, trying to get to the paint, trying to get into good position, was nice to see. Just shots didn't fall. And at the end of the day, honestly, I feel like in Summer League, it's not really about numbers and stats. Like you can go ahead, like cool, you can have if you want to average 20 something points per game, that's fine. That's good. But really, I feel like it's about looking the part. Like you could have a bad shooting night because we all have bad shooting nights, especially in the summer league where you got to lower your expectations. You're not getting really amazing basketball in summer league because all these guys are just coming out of college or stuff and they're trying to really figure out how to play the NBA game and stuff. But I think it's really about just how they look on the court. I think that's a big part. And Matas Buzelis, again, numbers wise, you're gonna think he had a bad game, but when you look at it on the court, he did not look bad on the court. He did not look like he shot horrible from the field. And next game, if he comes out and looks a little more comfortable and shoots the ball a little bit better, I'm gonna say a lot more different things about him. So Matas, I really like what I saw from him. And then for the Bucks, Marjon Beauchamp, 22, 5 and 5 with 4 steals. He looked like a third-year player in summer league. He looked like how a third-year player in summer league should be looking. He looked really comfortable out there in the court, doing his thing, taking his shots, doing what he needed to do. And that's what he is, and that's what he did. AJ Johnson honestly impressed me a little bit as well. 13, 4 and 3. Again, did not shoot super well, 5 for 15. He was 2 for 9 from 3. But his handle, the way he was taking the shots, he looked really confident and comfortable. So that's very promising, especially for a pick that didn't really, you know, seem like it fit. Chris Livingston had 11 and 8. He was solid. Andre Jackson, 6, 6 and 4, kind of doing Andre Jackson things, doing a little bit of everything. Tyler Smith hit a couple threes off the bench. He had 12 and 6. Ryan Rollins looked really nice as well. 11, 4 and 4. He was getting to the rim. I loved his ball handling ability. So you saw some good things from both sides, from top picks, from guys that have been here before and all that. But really, I think the guys that stood out, I get Julian Phillips, I think really stood out to me for Chicago. Next, we had Hornets and Knicks. This was actually a very entertaining game. Hornets ended up winning 94-90. And for the Knicks, it was for the Hornets, I'm sorry, it was for the 2 year guys, Nick Smith Jr. and Brandon Miller. Nick Smith, 22, 5 and 4. Brandon Miller, 23, 8 and 2, combined for 9 3-pointers. Both those guys were great. Nick Smith Jr. looked really comfortable, especially shooting the three ball, getting past his defender, getting to the rim. And then Brandon Miller just looked really comfortable out there, just kind of doing whatever he wanted. And one thing I saw is Brandon Miller doesn't really need to be here. Like, I was not surprised Brandon Miller was on the court. I saw Brandon Miller. I was like, oh, shoot, Brandon Miller's out here playing. Because usually when you have a rookie year like that, I feel like you don't really play second year in summer league. But they let him play, and I'll be honest, he's not going to be playing for long. So get your Brandon Miller stuff while you can right now, because I promise you, maybe by the third or fourth game, he probably won't be playing. Nick Smith Jr. maybe could be the same thing. Nick Smith Jr. looked really comfortable out there. Both those guys look like second year players. They look really good. Xavier Simpson had a really nice game as well, 15, 4 and 10. Shot 5 for 9. He was really Nice to see out there. And then Tajon Saloon, their sixth overall pick, 8 and 7, shot 3 for 7 from the field. He had the nice and one basket. He looks solid out there. He was trying to make the right basketball play and all that stuff. So, I mean, he is a project type player. I don't assume or expect him to come out year one in summer league, or even year one in the NBA, and really pop like that. I expect him more to be a down the line project type of player. But you saw some decent things like him running the floor, his size, and all that stuff for Charlotte. For the New York Knicks, Dwayne Washington, 26 points, 8 for 18. This is like his third or fourth year, so he looked like a third or fourth year player out there. Really confident shooting the ball and all that stuff. Jacob Toppin had a really solid game, 19 and 6, 8 for 16, shot 2 for 3 from 3. He was trying to get to the rim and trying to put pressure on the rim and stuff and doing that. Tyler Kolek, 777. I like what I saw from Tyler Kolek. He played kind of similar how he played at Marquette. He was making the right pass, making the right reads. When he had open shots, he was knocking them down, just playing like a true point guard. Yeah, I think he's going to be an amazing pick for the Knicks, and you saw right there last night or yesterday, kind of what he can do for this team. Pacome Daddier, their first round pick, 5-5-2, not the best game shooting wise. He was aggressive. He was aggressive trying to get his own as well, which I like to see a little bit, but just didn't really shoot the ball super well. But Dwayne Washington, Jacob Toppin, and then yeah, Nick Smith Jr., Brandon Miller, just were if those two are playing in summer league, those two are gonna kill it. Next we have Miami and Boston. What a game this was. 119 to 114 in a summer league game. That seems unheard of. The that summer league record is 120. So Miami was almost there, but Miami ends up winning. And a lot of great things to say about a lot of guys in this game. For Miami to start, Jaime Jaquez, similar to Brandon Miller. You probably won't see him for too long here in summer league. 29, 11, and 5, shot 10 for 18. The fourth quarter, he was kind of just doing whatever he wanted. Fadeaway mid range. He wanted to get to the rim, he could. Wanted to get to the free throw line, he could. He just did everything that he really wanted to do, and he looked like a second year player in summer league that was a top 5 rookie of the year voter last year. That's really what he did. Josh Christopher off the bench, 20 points, shot 3 for 3 from 3. I love this jumper. The jumper was nice. He was scoring the ball really well. He was locked in defensively, taking some charges and stuff. Like I like to see that a lot from Josh Christopher, especially for a guy that I was a big fan of Josh Christopher coming out of Arizona State. I thought he was going to be a really good player. Hasn't worked out so far, but if he could play good in summer league, maybe he can get another chance somewhere else. Hopefully, Kel'el Ware, 17 3 with 3 blocks, shot 7 for 9. He's been amazing so far in summer league. Very surprising for me. I wasn't the biggest fan of the pick for Miami at Kel'el Ware, honestly, but seeing more and more what he does, it's starting to grow on me a little more and more. So that's nice. I mean, extending his range from 3. Defensively, what he's doing, block shots, and he just looks a lot more comfortable and confident out there than I thought he was. So that's really good. Kashad Johnson, 10 and 5, he had that amazing dunk. I think he could be a really solid role player in the league, and you're seeing it, defensively. Um, what he can do with his vertical and his athleticism. He's an amazing athleticism, and you saw it on display. Cole Swider, 15 points, 4 3-pointers. He was a sniper. Zion Pullins had 10 points. He was very comfortable and controlled in this game. Pell Larson had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 points. So, yeah, a lot of good stuff to say about both sides. For Boston, Neemias Queta, 29, shot 9 for 15. Jaden Springer was the real star for them, 23 and 6 assists. I think this is his fourth year, so he looked a fourth year player in the summer league. Yeah, Jaden Springer was doing his thing out there. He looked really, really comfortable, really, really confident. Getting to the mid range, the 3 ball was looking nice, which is a really good thing to see from him. That's one of the things he hasn't really developed. Jaden Springer looked like a bucket getter. Neemias Queta had a really good game. J.D. Davison, 19, 3 and 7. He was very solid, 6 for 7, very efficient. Baylor Shireman got off to a rocky start, but then finished nice, 13, 5 and 6, hit 3 3-pointers, doing what the Celtics are going to ask him to do: take threes and make threes. That's what he did. Jahmi'us Ramsey, 16 points off the bench. He's a bucket getter. Jordan Walsh, tough game for him. 5 rebounds, shot 1 for 8, 0 for 6 and 3. Would have liked to see a little bit more from Jordan Walsh, you know. But I mean, both these teams, honestly, if you look at the Celtics team, all the guys they had are like NBA players. Like their starting 5 are actually on the Boston Celtics. Off the bench, Ron Harper Jr. played in the NBA, Killian Tilly played in the NBA, Jahmi'us Ramsey played in the NBA, Drew Pearson's on the Celtics, Anton Watson is probably good to be on a 2-way contract somewhere. So like the Celtics have a lot of NBA talent on their summer league team. Miami does too, though. Jaime Jaquez, Kel'el Ware are actually on the team. Kashad Johnson's on a 2-way. Pell Larson, I think, other guys drafted is on a 2-way. Josh Christopher was in the NBA. So Cole Swider's in the NBA. Both these teams had a lot of NBA talent, but there's a lot of really impressive things about both sides. Next, we have Sixers and Pistons. The Sixers ended up winning this game 94-81. For the 76ers, Ricky Council really showed out. 24 and 6, shot 7 for 17. He did really nice in the Utah Summer League, the Salt Lake City Summer League, and he's doing it more here. He had some nice highlight play dunks. He was really intense and aggressive on both sides, comfortable shooting the ball. Even though he only shot 1 for 6, he was comfortable out there doing it. So yeah, Ricky Council probably will. I mean, he's fighting for the rotation next year. He's on the regular team on a regular contract, and he looks really solid. That he maybe could be a rotational piece at some point next season. It's really nice to see Jeff Doughton, 18, 5 and 8, look really comfortable and confident. Kiva Luma, 19 and 8 off the bench, shot 8 for 10, 2 for 2 from 3. A surprising thing. I didn't know who he was, but he came out and looked really good. Jeremy Kane struggled to shoot the ball. 4 for 14, 1 for 6 and 3, but he got shots that I expect him to get in the real NBA. And honestly, for Jeremy Kane, it's kind of weird because when he goes to the 76ers, he's not going to be asked to play the role he's just playing now. Right now, he's kind of playing like the lead point guard and trying to create for himself and for others, where really, when he goes to the regular Sixers team, he's just going to be a catch and shoot guy. So I'm not really too worried about McCain creating. It's more about him shooting the ball, and he took a lot of shots that I was comfortable with him shooting. He just didn't go in, Adem Bona, 8, 7, 5 blocks. He had a really solid game, too. So this the 76ers, Ricky Council was great. Jeff Down was great. Jeremy McCain was solid. Then for Detroit, Ron Holland had a really nice game. 15, 7, and 2, 2 blocks, shot 5 for 15. Again, the numbers say he didn't shoot the ball well, but I like the shots he was getting and what he was trying to do. He wasn't settling. He was trying to get to the rim, trying to get to the free throw line, and he was doing a pretty solid job of that. Just the shots weren't falling. So I like what I saw from Ron Holland, his athleticism, his shot making ability, going down, his getting downhill ability. I like that. Bobby Clement, I feel like had a really, really good game as well. I like what I saw from him a lot. 13, 5 and 5, shot 5 for 10, 3 for 7 from 3. Being really good off the ball. A lot of his shots were just catch and shoot shots or off cuts and stuff, and that's what I expect him to do in the NBA level. And he was doing an amazing job at that. Then defensively, he was doing really nice as well. Just being a really good all around high IQ basketball player is what I saw from Bobby Clement. That's what I expect for him at the NBA level. If Detroit could keep him playing like this, he probably will be getting minutes next year. And then, yeah, there's some other guys like Jace Johnson, Aaron Estrada, Dennis Jenkins were pretty solid for Detroit as well off the bench. But Bobby Clement and Ron Holland, their draft picks really, really stood out to me for Detroit. I really like what I saw from both of them. Next, we have Raptors and Thunder. Raptors end up winning 94-69. For Toronto, Grady Dick, 18, 10, and 6 shot. Again, didn't shoot the ball well, 6 for 17, over 4 from 3. But he was doing a lot of different things. He wasn't just like standstill shooting. He was rebounding, obviously, with 10 rebounds. He was making plays for others and getting comfortable shots. Getting shots I was comfortable with. It just, wasn't really going in. But he was doing a lot of other things, which I think could be something that can unlock his game. Grady Dick. Some other things, DJ Carton, 13, 3, and 5, Javon Freeman Liberty, who actually got a contract from Summer League last year at 12 points. And yeah, would like to see a little bit more maybe from Ochai Baji, 7, 6, and 1. Jamal Shed had a pretty solid game, 7, 4, and 4. Jacoby Walter, their first round pick this year, didn't shoot well, 2 for 9, 0 for 6 and 3. Would like to see a little bit more from him. But Grady Dick was the star player for Toronto. And then for OKC, Adam Flagler, 23 points, shot 8 for 14, 6 for 7 from 3, shooting the lights out. I think he did pretty solid. I think in the Salt Lake City Summer League, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So Adam Flagler making a name for himself. Dylan Jones, 17, 7, and 2, shot 7 for 15. I think he's been doing really solid as well. He's one of the players I was really intrigued with coming into this draft because he was a very unique player, and he's been doing good so far. And the AJ Mitchell as well, 15, 3, and 3 with 3 steals, shot 6 for 18 from the field. He's been doing really solid as well. So I've been liking to watch OKC in the Summer League. But Toronto whooped them. Toronto whooped them, honestly. Next, Spurs Trailblazers. Very excited to watch this game. The Spurs end up winning 83-77. Stephon Castle looked amazing. 22, 5, and 4. Shot 8 for 21, 2 for 6 and 3. He looked like a second-year player. He honestly did look like a second-year player in Summer League, which is crazy. Like, he was really comfortable, really confident, handling the ball, making great passes. In the pick and roll, I feel like he was just doing whatever he wanted in the pick and roll, getting to the rim, getting good shots. There wasn't any shots I he took that, I was like, okay, Stephon. Like he looked really, really comfortable and really, really solid out there, which is very impressive from a rookie. Nathan Mensah, 12 and 10, he was solid. Harrison Ingram has some decent moments. He had with 8 points, 5 rebounds, hit 2 3-pointers. And then for Portland, they had Alex Reese, 16 points off the bench, a decent surprise there. Ryan Rupert, second year player, 13, 6 and 5, shot 6 for 11. He was solid. Donovan Clayton, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks, only 4 points, shot 1 for 8. Not very, he's the not what you want to see from your 7-2 center in terms of finishing. He also took a lot of threes, which I was very, interested to see. But in the paint, he was a force, which is why you want him. He was rebounding the ball. Interior presence defensively obviously was there, 5 blocks. So yeah, it really was just couldn't couldn't really finish today. Couldn't really finish, but everywhere else he looked fine. So don't get too hung up on that. But Stephon Castle, I think, really was a shining star in this game. Like he was amazing to me at least. Next, Utah and the Mavericks. Utah ends up winning 90-89 for Utah. Cody Williams really showed out today. 21, 3 and 4, shot 9 for 15, 3 for 6 and 3. This is the most comfortable and confident I've seen him look in a little while. Of course, at Colorado, he had the injury at the end of the season that kind of messed up his game. But Cody Williams looked amazing in this game. Catch and shoot threes he was comfortable with. He was comfortable with attacking the rim, just making the right plays, is making the right passes as well. Like you saw in that game what you can see, what you potentially are going to see for Cody Williams for his career. And I'm very excited if I'm the Jazz watching Cody Williams. I say Collier was fairly solid as well, 12.7 assists. And then Kyle Filipowski, 10, 6 and 2. No Keontae George. I don't expect Keontae George. I don't expect to see Keontae George at all. The rest of summer league, as in Salt Lake City, he was like he was unfair in Salt Lake City. So I do not expect to see Keontae George or Walker Kessler for the rest of summer league. But Cody Williams, Kyle Filipowski really, really shined. And then for Dallas, Brandon Williams had a solid game, 21, 4 and 5, shot 7 for 15. AJ Lawson at 16. Would like to see a little bit better, more from Omax, 11 for 6, 2 for 11, 0 4 from 3. And then Melville Jinx at their second round pick at 13 and 5, shot 5 for 13. I like what I saw, some of the things from him. Yeah, Cody Williams. Cody Williams really stole the show for me. I loved seeing Cody Williams do what he did. And then Phoenix and Golden State was the last game, but honestly, I didn't really watch. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really watch this game. I'm gonna be completely honest. Brandon Pajemski played, and so did Trace Jackson Davis. Those are the only guys I really would want to see in there for Phoenix. David Roddy's still playing in summer league. That's interesting. Ryan Dunn, 6. Ozar Gadar has 6. Yeah, I'm not really interested in anything that those teams have, to be honest. But another solid day of summer league. We get more today. Gets to see some more guys play. Who else? We get to see Minnesota, Indiana, Houston, and Washington could be solid. San Antonio plays again today. So we're going to see some good things in summer league. I'm very excited for it. But yeah, it's going to be it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Once again, if you do like the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, also like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.